Hey, what's up, everybody? Daan here, and this is SCHiM. SCHiM is a 3D platformer in which you move from shadow to shadow and try to reach the other side of a stage. It's a very intriguing concept that I've been very much looking forward to ever since it was sort of announced. It sort of came out of nowhere, and it really impressed me in so many different levels. It's not just purely 3D platformer. I will also say there are some puzzle elements to it, but I feel like I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. Anyway, this is made by Extra Nice. We thank you so much for the code, and we'll take a look with you right now. One thing, I will not try to show you too much. For example, there are collectibles in each level, and it's in our best interest not to show you those, because I also want you to explore the game yourself a little bit. But also, there's so much to see in terms of scenery and the buildings and basically the world that they build. And basically spoiling any element that you explore in the early moments of the game doesn't seem necessarily in our benefit. Regardless, let's boot up, and yeah, we'll start here. This is basically where the game gives you the first point in the game where the game gives you basically free range. So let me go over the basic controls for just a second, and we'll just don't jump after it in there. So you're this little frog. You can press B to jump. With Y, you can interact with the item you're currently under. So this is a parking meter. Just printing tickets non-stop. With L and R, you can switch the camera around. You can also do that a little bit with the right stick, but not as much or effectively, basically. Yes, if you press ZR, you can go to the objective currently in the level. And that's basically what you need to know. I mean, it's fun to spend just pressing the Y button and everything. For example, if I just do it here. The lady just moves around and not really sure what's going on. I make the other girl sneeze for some reason. And there's also other objects you can basically interact with for your benefit. So if I hold Y here, I get to fly across the level. Isn't that kind of cool? Once again, you're kind of incentivized to try everything in the level and see what happens. And I think they added a lot of cute details. Actually, now that I just did that, that's actually a good point. So the frog here can jump 2 times before it's being sent back to its last central point. So you need to be careful where you're basically jumping and how much you jump and how much you keep it in mind, because else you're gonna send quite a way back if you're like pretty late in a certain level. So that's something to keep in mind. In general, this is a very European, even more specific, a very Dutch game. Like, the scenery is very specifically Dutch, and I kind of freaking love it for it. The style might not just be your cup of tea, but you can't deny how much effort they put into it. Like, listen to the music, isn't it like just calming and fun? I enjoyed it very much. Another thing that I really enjoy, you will see around these areas, and I touched upon it a little bit earlier, these frogs. These frogs basically help you to indicate that there are different objectives for you to do across the level. So it's always good to keep around them a little bit and try to take a peek and see if you see like pretty peculiar objects that you can basically expand your horizons with in the level. And those are your basic mechanics. There's anything too crazy to it. It's mostly just stuff to keep in mind. You're sort of incentivized to really look around these levels, even if you don't necessarily have a need to. But I always recommend just seeing if there's anything that looks out of the blue, doesn't quite fit the narrative you're currently playing under. You might just see something out of interest. Or sometimes you just have to just move the level around a little bit and find stuff that you really didn't think about approaching before. And once again, it's also hilarious just to keep pushing the Y button and see basically what happens. But yeah, oh jeez, hell yeah. But yeah, that's sort of the first portion of a level. Yeah, like I said, it's not the most difficult concept or a concept that's very difficult to grasp. But I think the way it like plays out these scenarios, it's just simple and effective fun. I just had a good time just moving across these stages. And seeing basically what I can pull off. Like later in the game, it gets kind of tricky at points, and you kind of need to know how to handle those scenarios. But these early game moments like really ease you into things and let you explore a little bit of what the character, it's just one character, why am I saying these characters, what this character can do. Once again, it's also just fun to look around. Like, these are very, very European areas. Oh. And then you find, like, these hidden objects. And you help a frog somewhere, and you find, like, an item that somebody was missing. Once again, I'm not going to focus on that too much, but at least you get an idea of what that specific part of the gameplay loop is also like. But yeah, this game just oozes charm, and I really appreciate what it's doing. Like, this is a very short screen. The next screen is a bit... it lets you a little more loose than the previous screens that you saw before. So let's maybe just let's just experiment a little on how I can get across here the best. I know for a fact there's a car. There you go. Which brings you to this side of the stage. Let me do this. Does the child have a shadow? The child does. Can I just go to that couch? That is actually better. I need to go to the kitty. It is the kitty. Yeah, the kitty is over there. Don't think this will last forever, so I kind of need to move. Oh. I kind of need somebody else to come this way. There we go. Can I make this? I don't think I really can. Let's not risk it though. Let's just do this. And there we go. Steady and easygoing wins the race. But yeah, the music, man. I love this soundtrack so freaking much. What is popping out there then? I cannot see it perfectly. Just a lady Oh, the shadows disappear here. I need to hurry. Where is the objective? Right there? Okay. There's a shadow. Thought for a second, where are our shadows at? We need to go there, yeah? Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that doesn't really help now, does it? Okay, that way. Didn't think I could go this way. Very cool, very cool. What I really like is that when you an objective is hidden by the foreground, it basically moves it around, so it makes it the background, which is honestly very helpful. Yeah, but this is basically the gameplay loop. And once again, don't want to show you too much of what this game is actually like. But this is basically where it comes down to. You jump from shadow to shadow, try to overcome the next stage, trying to get to the next portion of the story. And basically, yeah, explore the scenery, see how you want to tackle it, and maybe find some hidden objectives along the way. And that is basically what SCHiM is all about. It's not difficult to understand, but I think it executes it so well. It's just a very casual platformer with a little bit of puzzling at the side. And you were kind of rewarded for just exploring, which I think is a really good touch. But that, my friends, is SCHiM. Not gonna spoil you too much on it. I don't necessarily think that's a wise thing. This is a game that you need to explore on your own and really see like the finer details of it. And if you found that interesting, maybe you should give it a chance. It's available on PC. I think it's available on Xbox, on PlayStation, on Switch. I'm currently playing this on Switch. I've not mentioned it before. Sorry. Yeah, give it a look-see. What I found really fun, one more thing, is that like in the early game, I got the clear inspiration from these developers that, yeah, they were making a game based in, well, my home country, in the Netherlands. Because, for example, there was a very Dutch-looking train there. The train tracks, like everything leading up to the different buildings, they were very distinctively Dutch. In giving a place a scope and feel as hard as it is, and they made it really look like a place that I would know, even though I'm not 100% sure if I know. But yeah, I just want to point that out, and I found that really fun. In any case, my friends, this was a look at SCHiM. Hope you found it interesting. And if you want more of games like these, keep it locked to GameXplain. See you guys later. Bye.